I am very sure that we know that breast milk is the best form of nutrition given to babies for the first 6 months of their life. At least that is what we are advised. So in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you 10 tips that are going to help you if you are planning on exclusively pumping breast milk. This goes to every mother that for whatever reason or for whatever factors at hand, you are choosing to just pump exclusively, not breastfeeding, but you would desire to have your baby feed on breast milk. So let us dive in. But before we do, have you subscribed? If you are new here, thank you for checking in and clicking on this video. But if you're returning, thank you so much for returning. Please comment, like, and subscribe to my channel and share this video, to those that you think it will be helpful for. So let us dive in. Tip number 1. Ensure that you get the right breast pump. I don't know how much I'm going to emphasize this because I've shared several videos and I always encourage mothers to get the right breast pump, because if you do not get the right breast pump, you might not actually like the process or the procedure of pumping breast milk, because it could get uncomfortable, especially if you don't have the right pump. So that is why I encourage you to invest in a good quality and efficient breast pump. Make sure that you get one that will fit you well. So with this, I will encourage you to get a double breast pump. Also, a single pump can work, but also a double breast pump saves time. Then an electric breast pump will save actually more time. But then the mothers who are on the go, maybe you are starting to work and you will not be at home, you will need a portable pump that you can move with when you are on the go. Tip number 2, ensure that you set a very good pumping routine or schedule. It's very important that you keep a very good pumping routine, because you need breast milk. You're not breastfeeding, so you need enough breast milk. No pressure for making a huge stash of breast milk, but you need breast milk for your baby. Just like those ones who are just breastfeeding, the way they just keep, getting the baby feed is the same as you should do. So you can do 2 to 3 hours, especially during the day and when the baby is still little, and then you could push 3 to 4 hours when the baby is a little older, and then in the night time you could do 4 to 5 hours of pumping. This is a routine that you could create, and just be consistent with it, because consistency will also help your milk supply to just keep on increasing and stable or increase. Because if you're not consistent, you might have low milk supply, because we command our bodies as we are pumping or breastfeeding. They know that they should be producing breast milk. So if you are not consistent, or if you're doing just the way you want, you might not have enough breast milk. And also for the mothers that tend to be busy during the day, you're wondering, how can I have a pumping schedule and yet I have a baby here, I have to clean, I have the house, I have laundry, I have every other thing to do in the day. How can I create this routine? I'll just advise you, it starts with you, because you need breast milk for your child. So you are just going to, if it needs you sitting down and creating a routine or a schedule, because we've talked about if the baby is too little and newborn, at least do 2 to 3 hours. If they are a little older, just push to 3 to 4 hours. But then in the nighttime, do 4 or 5 to 6 hours, especially when the baby is older, because also in the night it will also help you stimulate your breast milk. Tip number 3, that is very important when you're exclusively pumping breast milk, is have proper pumping techniques. You understand? This includes having the right flange, that fits your breast very well, because you wouldn't want to be uncomfortable, you wouldn't want to have cracks, you wouldn't want to have sore nipples, and you hate the whole process of pumping. So get the right flange that fits you well. Don't get too small and also don't get too large. Just get one that fits you well. And then another thing, ensure that you get a breast shield that will shield you. As you put the shield first, and then you could put a flange as you're going on to pump. And then also when you're starting to pump, start with the lower sanction settings. Start slower and then just go on increasing and increasing slowly by slowly. Do not just start at the highest mode. Start lower and just let your body get to know that this is it, just like a baby. Adjust the settings of your pump and make sure that you pump well. Tip number 4, ensure that you eat well and stay hydrated always. I know most people during the postpartum season after delivery, some actually choose not to want to eat because they do not want to add weight or for whatever factors. But I want to advise you that you need a balanced diet. Make sure that you add foods that help in boosting breast milk to your diet. For example, oats. Drink lots of water. Add leafy greens to your diet and a lot of lactation foods that help in the increase of breast milk. So just have a good balanced diet. But on top of that, never forget water. On a daily basis, drink lots of water. Tip number 5, if you're exclusively pumping breast milk, this is what you need to know. Massage your breast before and during the pumping session. So how is this done? It's just simple. During pumping breast milk, if you are using a single pump, you could be holding and then massage, your breast. You could start from top to bottom. You could just use your hand or just use the fist and make sure that you feel that your breast is getting softer and softer and ensuring and helping it produce breast milk, because a pump is not a child. So you are the one directing it on what you want exactly you get. And it's not a command that you should produce high or low. Whatever your body is able to produce, it's okay, but help it. So massage before and also do a massage during the process of pumping to enable you to get actually more breast milk. But also for those who are having a double breast pump, it might be hard having your hands on and then also massaging. So I would encourage you to have a hands-free bra that can help, whereby you wear it and then you put your pumps there and then you use your hands to do the massage. I hope I'm clear on that. Next tip, if you're planning on exclusively pumping breast milk, is ensure that every time you pump, you fully empty your breast. It's very, very important that you fully empty your breast. Make sure that they are soft and back to normal. So this is what I want you to know, that a pump is a machine. It's not a baby. In most cases, when you are breastfeeding, babies help to fully empty the breast. Actually, no one does that. No machine does that better than the baby. But still, as you're using a pump, like I said, you can use your settings. You start lower and also add on the other tip that I've just shared, the tip of massaging. As you do it slowly by slowly, you will notice that your breasts are starting to get emptied. So one thing you need to know, breast milk never gets done when you pump or when you breastfeed. Breast milk never gets done like fully from the breast, but at least the breast becomes softer. So when it becomes softer, in most cases, you are very sure that you have actually emptied it and you've left room. The reason as to why you need to empty it, you need to leave room for creation of more milk. It's that simple. You need more milk because after 2 or 3 hours, you should be pumping again. Use nipple balm or anything as advised by your lactation consultant. This is important, especially to be applied before you start pumping or even after pumping. Why? Because the fact that you are exclusively pumping, some mothers might have cracked nipples, others it could even develop into wounds. So this could become painful or it could become uncomfortable for the process of pumping, and some hate it along the way. Others drop off, choose not to pump. But yet, like I said, your baby needs breast milk, especially for the first 6 months of their life. So to avoid all this, you could consult with your lactation consultant on what kind of lotion or nipple balm to use, but ensure you get a good brand that is good for your skin. Just apply it. It will help you, because as the pump pulls and pulls and pulls and releases, pulls and releases, by the time you are done, actually your nipples are in, your nipples are safe. There is no pain or discomfort whatsoever. So ensure that you get that. It's very important. Next tip for the moms that are exclusively pumping is store and label your milk well. Yes, so the milk that you are done pumping, it's very important that you label it. You label the date and how much you've collected, as you're going to store it in the fridge, or freezer, whichever place you store your milk. It's very important, because when you are serving your child, you will need to start with the milk you pumped first, and then go on and on until the date you are at. You wouldn't want to use the milk you just pumped, let's say like today, and then you use the one you pumped a month ago later. It doesn't make sense. So always label your containers or sachets, whatever you're using to store your breast milk, and then keep them safe in the freezer. And also, I would like to advise you not to be on the rush to make a huge stash of breast milk. Just do one day at a time. Pump, like I said, follow a routine. Whatever you pump, store, but in the process, because you're exclusively pumping, whatever you pump, in most cases the baby is feeding, is taking it. So that's why you need to have a good schedule, a good well-planned pumping schedule, such that you get enough to give your baby, even when you are not present with them at a particular time or point in a day. You could store breast milk for 4 days in the fridge, as long as your PA is constant or consistent. And then in a freezer, it could go up to 6 months. That's what is advisable. Others, for who have better freezers, deep freezers, could actually go for a year. I never reached a year. At least I've done 4 months, but 6 months is okay. It's not bad. Tip number 8 for the moms who are exclusively pumping breast milk is reduce on the stress and anxiety. I know a lot comes with childbirth. Then the postpartum season, where you unlearning and learning a lot, with you and the baby. So, and then now you are exclusively pumping. You need to cut on the stress. Especially stress can come when you're not producing enough breast milk like you thought you would. But another thing is that stress itself can reduce milk, or the milk can actually disappear if you're stressed, if you put your body under too much stress. So it can affect the milk production. So I urge you that you try as much as possible to cut the stress, and know that everything is going to be okay, and know that you're a good mom. You are already doing well where you are. Even if you are at 1 day, 2 days, you are getting better. And then know that every other day that passes is not coming back, but every other day that comes, you are actually doing better in every season with you and your child. So I would advise you that even as you're pumping, create a very good, comfortable space for you. As you're pumping, a comfortable environment. You could play some songs, you could play some videos of your baby that could make you smile a little, read a book, watch a video. Make sure that you're not just in a room lonely and all you're thinking about is, can I get done with this thing, and I get done, but enjoy the process. Because if for one that was just breastfeeding, you are patient with your child until they're done and they're satisfied. So this time around, this is a machine, it's a pump, but in the mind, you know that whatever you're bringing out is for your baby, is for the good of your baby. So you become patient with this machine and allow it to create milk or pump out milk for your baby. And tip number 9 for the moms who are exclusively pumping breast milk is keep everything clean. This starts from the breast pump. Ensure that it is clean. You could actually invest in a pump cleaner or sterilizer to make the cleaning process easier. But if you're not able to invest in that, it's okay. You can still use the normal soap and a good sponge, such that you have your pump and bottles very clean at all times. That's why it starts from, then it gets to the storage cups or storage bottles or whatever you're using to store your breast milk. Then it gets to the fridge or the freezer where you're storing breast milk. Then it also gets to the place where you're pumping from. Your hands have to be clean. The materials you're using to clean, everything that surrounds the pumping process has to be clean. This is for the safety of your child, such that they don't get contaminated breast milk, and such that you also don't store contaminated breast milk in the fridge. By the time you get it, it's gone bad. You understand? So ensure that everything is clean. And last tip number 10 for moms who are exclusively pumping is keep consistent, but above all, patient with this process. I know sometimes it can get tiring. I have been there. Some days can be tiring, and you don't feel like actually pumping, but your baby needs food, because especially if they're still little, that is their food. And if you've chosen to go the way of exclusively pumping, you need to be patient with your body, to be patient with a machine, to be patient with the collection or the process of collecting enough breast milk, or having a good stash for breast milk, or whatever, but you just need to be patient. Then also with the amount of breast milk that you're producing, be patient with your body. If you are just a new mom, sometimes breast milk can delay. For some others, it could come immediately. For those of you where milk is delaying or it is too little at the start, it's okay. Just be patient with your body and just keep consistent, because the more you are consistent, the more you're stimulating your body and the more breast milk keeps coming. By 7, 8 to 12 weeks, in most cases, your body is already producing really enough or a lot of breast milk in that time. Because if you are not consistent from the start, then it could affect the production of the breast milk. So just keep consistent. Keep the hours consistent, the hours with which you are pumping, just keep them consistent. Just keep your routine consistent in general. So it's a lot of work, I would say. It's not just a walkover. Pumping is work, because as you're pumping, you're looking at it, you want to see how much you're producing, but just be patient with your body, be patient with the pump, and just keep on consistent. In the end, you will love it, because you will have enough to give your child. So we've come to the end of this video. I was sharing with you the top 10 tips. At least I wasn't pumping exclusively, I was breastfeeding but also pumping, but all these tips helped me in one way or the other. So I believe for those who are exclusively pumping, they will actually do you good for the best pumping experience. So thank you so much for watching. So every mother is different and your journey is different. Live each day at a time, but above all, pray for yourself, pray for your body, and pray for your baby, and all shall actually be well. Thank you for coming this far with me and watching this video. I hope it was helpful. If it was helpful, please comment down below and tell us how helpful it was. If you have any other tips that you would want to add, this floor is open. I would like to hear from more mothers what you did and what helped you, such that we could help this family grow. And for mothers out there who are there, they don't know what to do or what to expect, such that they can learn more from us. I have very many videos that I have attached about effective pumping tips, about how to store breast milk, and several other videos. Please, at the end of this video, kindly go on and watch them. You're going to enjoy and learn more from me to you.